Let's go about solving this equation. And to do so, we need the LCD. So we need to factor this. And what do you think the factors are going to be? Well, there they are right there. So let's go ahead and write it. So we're going to get 2 over x minus 3 plus x over x minus 8 equals, okay, negative 4 over, and sure enough, when we factor this denominator, we get x and x. How about 3 and 8 minus and minus? So here's our LCD. Our LCD is x minus 3, x minus 8, and since we're going to be multiplying both sides by this quantity, we have to be sure that this is not 0. And this is going to be 0 when x is equal to 3 or 8. So those are excluded values. So we can't have those values. So at the end of the problem, if we get one of these numbers, we have to toss it out. So what we're going to do is multiply both sides of this equation, this side by the LCD, and this side by the LCD. But when we multiply this side by the LCD will distribute here and here. So what we typically do here is we find the LCD and write it right next to each one of the original terms. So I'm going to do that. It's going to look like this. 2 over x minus 3 times the LCD, x minus 3, x minus 8, plus x over x minus 8 times the LCD, x minus 3, x minus 8. And this is equal to, all right, that left side, the right side, negative 4 over x minus 3, x minus 8 times the LCD, x minus 3, x minus 8. Okay, just a lot of writing here. Now, all those denominators should cancel. So let's look at here. Over here, the x minus 3's cancel, and we are left with 2 times x minus 8, right? The 2, oh, that's a mess. 2 times 1 times x minus 8. So 2 times x minus 8. And then we get the plus. And then what happens here is the x minus 8's cancel, and we're left with this x times x minus 3. Oh, let's keep it all in one color here. So we're left with that x minus 3 equals, and then over here, that denominator will cancel with all of that, and we are just left with negative 4, because all of that cancels with all of that. Now let's simplify here. We're going to get 2x minus 16 plus x squared minus 3x. That's all equal to negative 4. So how about we write it like this, x squared, and then we're going to have this 2x minus 3x is minus x, and then the minus 16, still equal to negative 4, and then let's do this. It's quadratic, so we're going to add this. Right, it's quadratic. We've got a squared term. We know how to solve these. Everything on one side, 0 on the other. Now I'm going to do that way up here where I have some room. So this is going to be x squared minus x, and then minus 16 plus 4 is minus 12, equals 0. Don't forget the equals 0, right? What we're doing is we're adding 4. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. So we started with an equal sign. Every step of our work should have an equal sign. So let's factor this, see if we can finish this solution here. So we're going to get x and x, and I'm thinking of 4 and a 3, and minus 4 plus 3, which is going to give us x equals 4 and negative 3. And then for sure what we have to do is we have to check these potential solutions back over here to see if they were excluded values. So we're excluding 3 and 8. We got 4 and negative 3. These are not excluded, so we can now claim that these are two solutions to this equation.